Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. It's Saturday, March 4th, 2023, and I'm going to just dive right in. The only thing I'd like to say is that we are coming up to a full moon in Virgo, I believe it is, and I think it's a Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Something's big is going on. I reference everyone to check out Pam Gregory, astrologer. She's fantastic, and she has other astrologers and other thought leaders that she connects with all the time through interviews. And I will also say the release of the Changing of the Gods weather report came out last week. So if you haven't watched either of those, Changing of the Gods is a phenomenal 10-part, I believe it was 10-part, film about these changing times and how it started playing out. It's historical, ups and downs, and and then also the future. And so now I think they're feeling it out. It's an independently released film, so it would be great to have your support. And so if you like it, it's super inexpensive to buy the entire series. I think it's like $10 or $15 or something to own it. And then the Changing of the Gods weather report, I believe, was free. So it's an introduction to kind of maybe part two, potential part two coming up. So I highly recommend it because it looks at the historic evolution of our species, of Gaia. And one of the main producers is one of the co-creators of Bioneers, which is an amazing organization. I highly recommend checking them out. I'll try to remember to put all this in the link below. And then lastly, just know that I will be having to use the computer, so you'll just see the pieces at an angle, but it doesn't really matter. I'm having technical difficulties, I don't know why, with my overhead camera, so you won't have the advantage of that. But the truth is, you'll be seeing it the way you would if you had a reading in some ways with me directly. And you can also, and if you're curious about having a personal reading, just check out my website. I've posted now on YouTube the full interview and reading for 2023 through the Shift Network and the Ancestral Healing Summit. And there's incredible speakers on that. If you want to purchase that, you still can, the recordings of that, so you'd have it for a lifetime. So onward from here. Take a few deep breaths, settle down with me, get comfy. For those of you who want to just do a short invocation with me. Oh, perfect. Oh, it's late afternoon here in North Carolina. It's beautiful and sunny. A little chilly because we're getting the front from this next storm, this latest storm coming in from the west. Already knocked out power in the Midwest. So feel your tailbone grounding toward the floor, feet on the floor. If you can, if you're laying down, that's fine. Just visualize yourself grounded and aligned. Barefoot, shoes off. And begin to imagine a brilliant white light coming down from the heavens and anchoring you all the way down to the center of the earth. Yeah, feel that settling you, realigning you. For as that energy at the center of the earth, that core of iron, molten lava, and just feel that energy building. It's the vitality of Gaia herself, who is going through her own evolutionary process. And we came here to be in it for the ride. And then feel that energy flow up, your own vitality spiraling up, evolving upward again, is what activates your root chakra, right? Your own iron element, your own hemoglobin, your brilliant red vital life force in the blood. And then feeling red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white spilling out over the top of the head, now creating a rainbow toroidal field, right? Everything moves in a toroidal field. It's like a donut, the figure eight, the infinite spiraling up and out, right? Evolving, always moving. And we are invoking here the I am presence. It's super simple. Nothing, no dogma, just I for intention. So start to let an intention form as we sit in this moment of balancing and aligning. An intention forming in your heart, and putting your attention now on that intention and creating the sacred space together. And with that, just that alone, intention and intention on the heart space, we've now created a coherence. I feel my brain just lights up, gets tingles. The switch is turned on. Our electric bodies are ignited, right? Are inspired, inspirited. So feel that energy now flowing up. Intention, attention on it, and allowing for movement, allowing for flow. Nothing is stagnant, nothing stands still. If it does, that is where the focus needs to be, to break through, to move through. Look at water, look at air. It's constantly moving. Our elements are constantly moving and changing. So we want to feel the same. You know, it can be subtle change, it can be horizontal change. It doesn't have to be a big vertical leap, just something subtle, but moving, flowing in the flow. And that is the I am presence. Intention, attention, movement, I am. And now that you're feeling that, feel the essence of this intention that you have today. Last week was my mother's birthday, and I did a beautiful reading, but it didn't record. I don't know if it was me or, again, tech stuff, but it was dedicated to my mother, and it was really beautiful. But we will, if you'd like, bring in mothers. I'm just going to bring the awareness of my mother, who just turned 89 last week, and the mother of us all, Gaia, the earth, Pachamama, the mother within you, that wisdom, right? That knowing wisdom within you that is the mother of all, the mother of your superconscious field of knowing. And then feeling that essence within all of those aspects of the divine feminine. Let's create a sacred space. Just imagine you and me creating this sacred space, all of us joining forces. Anytime anyone is listening to us, the intention is that we are amplifying the collective, right? The collective awareness of this amplification, of this intention. So feel that essence then. Now creating sacred space, feel a circle, a field of light, right? This brilliant light body that we are, these bones that we're going to be connecting with through the awareness of our own bones and our piezoelectric connection, right? All bones are antennas, or there are wireways, they are energy paths for light waves, right? For the electricity that's flowing through us and flowing through all things. And in fact, now flowing through the entire field, the Akashic field, or the all that is, the great mystery that connects us all. And then feeling the essence of all of the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle. And then all of the elements, invite them into the sacred circle: earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, gammas, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. Create the sacred circle of safety, of wisdom, guidance, information that is easily and readily accessible to us in the moment, in the now, in every cell, organ, and tissue of our body. Come and be with us. Come and be with us, all of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the magical, the mystical, the seen and the unseen. Come and be with us. Those who have come from the past, those who we work with now in the present, and those who are actually in the future, our future ancestors, our future guides, angels, teachers that are coming in as we evolve to support us evolve even more rapidly, even more easily, with more ease and grace. Come and be with us. Come and be with us in the sacred circle for this inquiry today, for just a little bit more of insight, breadcrumbs, wisdom. Come and be with us. All of the ancestors, those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended and are now here working on our behalf. And to all those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, you too, come and be with us. Those that are guiding us for the highest and best, for the greatest good of all, and for not only us, but for all those we come in contact with. In full faith, so be it. Aho. And now simply allow a few seconds of the rattles to just amplify this alpha state, this theta state that we are in, simply by our intention, because we deem it so. We make it so by our intention and this attention that we've put on it. So I'm going to ask you now to join me in blowing 3 times into the basket. Whoop, something popped out already. I'll get to it in a second. I will find it. Let's see. Bear with me, folks. Oh, oof, okay. A pretty key piece here. The Sword of Truth. Would have landed somewhere right here. So, like I said, I'm going to pop us into the full screen and bring the screen down. So bear with me as I adjust for this. And I've got a light on here that will hopefully make it a little bit better viewing experience. It's not quite the overhead camera, but let's see if I can even tip this towards you a little bit. Yeah. And so you would be sitting here. I am here. And I've got my pointer. All right. Having a little sip of tea. So I've noticed as this was coming out, as you're just glancing at it, just notice what pops out for you. And I noticed how beautifully open it is. So we have a beautiful open spread here, and it's just a beautiful circle with a little with a little tail that goes right to the center to the soul remembering, the piece that's representative of a soul retrieval, a soul remembering, right on the back of your blueprint. And this is the back side. And so for me, that just means it's a very deep internal process, right? Something internal versus external. And what's on top of it is Uranus, the planet Uranus. So it's beautiful. We have some beautiful elements here too surrounding it. Eagle Condor is looking toward community. Look for your family of frequency, your community, your people, right? Your soulmates, your star mates, right? Your star nations. Gather them together. Here at the next point, we have fork in the road, and that which is not yet created, which is where many of us are at about projects, ideas, things that we're wanting to create in the future, especially now that the major wave of this reality that's now on planet Earth about viruses in some strange ways, but in many ways positive, right? We are coming into places now where we're creating, we're co-creating that which is not yet created in the collective field, and it is resting on Jupiter. So that is what's expanding, and what's beautiful is, and we're looking at the collective here, Frog, and he's on his side, which I just love. Again, it's about, I like that the quote, I don't know who quoted this, who said this, but it was about coins. And it's, there are actually three sides to every coin: front, back, and the side. And so when you're on your side, or as we see the collective here, and we're on the edge, you can see both sides. And so Frog is looking at both sides, and Frog is this collective transformation. Um, so that's beautiful, that that is what is feeding this idea of that which is not created yet. And here we are at the fork in the road. And what's important, I would say, is two things: the vision, have clarity of vision, use your power, call in protection. It's always important to call in protection. That's why we call in all our guides, angels, and teachers. And in fact, if you want to take a breath at this moment, just to review or renew this idea of that whoever your specialty filter guides are, or your guides for protection, they are here too. Right here too, so that this is all, what is mine, and what is yours is yours. You have the free will to take what you will from this interpretation. I'm just giving you some guideposts. And but something key here is, take care of your physical body during this transformation, because we're here as a human right now, right? We're here as a human. So honor that humanness too, right? That is what is giving us this opportunity to have this experience with conscious awareness. The ancient ones on the masculine side, the paternal ancient ones, are here. This is abundance, a flow of abundance being here in your life. The sacred union with the self is resting on this beautiful blessing of your house. Bless your house, bless the space you're in. Even if you're ready to move or you don't want to be here, bless what it's brought you, and bless it if you're staying, and bless the idea of home coming into your life if you're wanting to move forward and create something new, or create a new home. And then here is the wish token. Make a wish. Make a wish about abundance in the most expansive way you can imagine. Don't limit yourself with just money or just things. Think about an abundance of what other things in your life would you like abundance of and for. What would you do with the abundance if you had it? Ask yourself that. And then we have Mother. So here's Mother. Oh, thank goodness. That was, I said, so here's Mother right at the base here of this inner circle, which is really beautiful. And what nearby her, we have ancient ancestors on your paternal side, right there, the ancient feminine. And this is grandfather on your father's side. So there's something about frequency right now, really tuning into that. And there's a young one on your mother's side. So just these, I just say, if they resonate, great. If they don't, they don't. And they can be, just know these pieces are universal. They might be your own grandfather, your father's father, your grandfather on your father's side, your paternal grandfather. This, but then it could be someone your partners. It's possible that it's somebody that maybe you're working with, maybe you're involved with, someone who's like a grandfather figure to you. Just know it's universal, right? There's diversity in each piece, depending on other things. And if you were sitting here getting a one-on-one reading, it would depend on what your circumstances and what your intention is at the time. But let's just say, since we see the key is inside and there's something about physical transformation here, what is it that's locked? We have shaman, or what is hidden? Maybe things about the heart on your mother's side. This is the drum. Maybe things about Plutonian kind of things, right? Or no, I'm sorry, mercurial type of things, communication, information, what has so far not been available to you but is now, and that is waking up your inner eye, your third eye on this journey, right? And maybe through angelics, there's a huge transfiguration happening here. And what's important during transfiguration is to look within, go into whatever it is that you're looking at, rather than just look at it on the surface. Look in, look into it, reflect inward, and I guarantee you, then you will see. You might feel emotions. This is the moon. But if you do, it's a good thing. Our feelings are the most powerful things we have. These are our guidance, right? This is inner guidance that's going right to our gut most often. So just honor that. Ground yourself here. This is all, Mother is right here to help grounding you. And this is grandfather, your mother's father. Mother's father. Let me move closer to the light here. So grandfather on your mother's side, maternal grandfather. Speak your truth. And this is grandmother, mother, grandmother, grandfather. Interesting little triangle here, right around. So things that are going on the earth plane, look to that triangle, mother, grandfather, and grandmother, right? And see how it has affected. Just notice, be aware, how is it connected to home? And this idea of innocence, you as a child. How has that affected your innocence, your awesomeness, your ability to be in wonder, right? And be aligned with the divine feminine. Yes, right. And this is talking stick. So, how can you speak that? Even if it's to yourself, speak it out loud. Speak this out loud, right? Wow. And then we have a double six. That's fascinating. We have a double six. And we're looking at the sacred, right? What is the sacred alignment that we are seeking, all of us? I know we are, whether we're conscious of it or not. But here is the other. So this is interesting. And what's underneath the other is passion. So who other in your life? Maybe there's maybe even somebody of influence, could be your partner. It could be a love partner, could be a work partner, but it could just be somebody you admire and you look up to, or somebody that you're of interest to you that's helping you on this evolutionary path. I kind of started, where did I start? Inside, and worked my way around, didn't I? Inside, and kind of worked around here, but here is the inquiry. So the actual inquiry that you started with, it's something about your genetics. This is your DNA. So yeah, and horse is moving toward all that, moving inward. Here's your father. So your father's DNA, this is interesting. Take note how your inquiry may be impacted or enlivened, or some information might come to you this week around your father. And this is a young one and a young adult, and this is the great ones on your father's side. This is so interesting. I got some ancestors here, because it's all, there's something still about Saturn. Things are still falling apart, right? So things are they're just asking us if they're not falling apart. There's questioning, right? What is truth? What are we looking at in the Saturnian aspects of our family lineage, especially on our father's side? Because we're saying, what is going on with structures that no longer serve, and what is falling apart? What are we letting go of? So it's time to move forward from that. If that's not working for you anymore, it's not serving you. And then we have, I want to just flow over here. I did mention community. Back to that idea, community. We have water. I just have been getting involved in Veda, Austin's water, the intelligence of water work, and crystallography, freezing water and seeing what the messages are as it goes through a process of downloading. And it's fascinating. It's so exciting. And just know there's a little pause here this week. We're going to come into big changes, right? Or big energy, big energy coming into the spring or fall equinox, depending on whether you're the north or south hemispheres. So just know we're coming into that, and it can stir up some emotional stuff because things are falling apart, things are getting exposed, things around the heart matters are, and also still this all is platonic light. Ooh, get chills saying that, but the sun also, what's happening with solar flares, coronal mass ejections, all of this is still influencing us and affecting us, and it's infecting us on a mental level. So it's, and I know what I keep hearing, what's popping out for me is about, this is your work or your work in the world. Notice what is stopping you from getting it. Here's a little bit of fog around it. So the clarity of mind, it's about mastering the mind. What are you focusing on? Where are you putting your attention on mentally, right? And so I would say other things are on the edge. Here is our third chakra on its end, so it's on its side. Here is this idea of spiritual journey on its side, and here you are. So, you know, this idea of being on its side, like I said, the collective was on its side, looking at both sides of the coin. Yeah, how can you do that in your own life with this spiritual journey on, with your mind? Maybe the mind games you play with yourself, the mind games you feel that others play with you, the mind games of the collective in a sense of, you know, what we signed up for, that got us here, the news, the BS, you know, the belief systems of the political, social systems, you know, all of that. Just notice that. Just notice that. And find a place of balance within that for yourself, the mind and the communication, how it's communicated and how it is. This is your mind, about balance of mind, no accidents here. And we have this little guy here, the tip of deer toe is, you know, this idea of home, really, home within. Really look at it's time for spring cleaning, I think, too. We're coming into spring. And fall's a good time. If you're in the southern hemisphere, fall's a great time to do cleaning too. Clean up before the winter, right? And this is all about the moon. Here's the moon, and she is, you know, still in this darkness. That's what it's showing. But we're coming into the full moon. So little by little, it's brightening up as we come into this full moon. I think in about a week, around the 7th or 8th, depending on your location, is when we're coming into, I believe, oh, I want to say it's a Virgo full moon, but I may be wrong. So don't trust me with every detail of the astrology, but, you know, Pam Gregory or any of your trusted astrologers, I'm sure, can give you that. But I know we're coming into full moon, and I know we're all seeking balance, right, in some way. We want to have balance of all things. And that's what's kind of come around full circle here. So just notice Uranus is still playing a big part of everything that's going on, right at the center, right at our blueprint. Is just notice it's going to be sudden and unexpected. Whatever it is, sudden, unexpected, whether it's surprises we really weren't hoping for, or even if it's surprises that we were hoping for, just know it's just going to all pop in kind of in its own timing, like lightning, right? Like electrical things. They kind of zap, right? They kind of zap you at first. It's not a smooth sailing, everything happening at once. It's like bursts. So just be ready for the bursts. That star that you are, you can adapt and change in accordance with that. And I'm sure that that for any of us, you know, we're human beings who are star beings. You know, where was our star nations here? Yeah, star nations was around the other too. You know, we're reminders for each other. It's so beautiful to know that we're all on this journey together, right? We're all on this journey together. And sometimes we need a nudge. Sometimes we need some kind of support. Sometimes we just need to hear that one little thing and you go, wow, I'm so inspired. I get it. Or it gets you back on track. So be receptive to the sudden bursts of insight that are coming to us all right now. Open yourself up to receive the downloads. They're here. It's now. So just taking all that in, knowing you can always go back and listen to the recording. This will be on YouTube. And just taking a moment, a breath or two, to have gratitude and appreciation for all that was discovered, uncovered, unveiled, and received today. And again, that it not only benefits us, but benefits the collective, benefits all those we come in contact with. In full faith, so be it. Aho. And here we go. I'll just close the circle.